Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get an ex back. And welcome back, No Contact Army. For those of you who have downloaded the app Silencio, I want to let you know that we now have a premium version, so you can upgrade and you will be able to do more than 3 affirmations. And also, when you hit the panic button, there are more motivational quotes from me to help you stay in no contact. So if you want to download that, the link is beneath every video. And if you are not yet part of the army but want to enlist, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and you're in. And to read our No Contact Army manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can download 2 free chapters before purchasing the book. So today I want to talk about no contact, and more specifically about whether you should be in it or not be in it, because I keep seeing comments under my YouTube videos and people are saying, I'm confused, I don't know, should I be in contact, should I not be in contact, or be in contact? Well, I do have my no contact playlist, and if you're not sure, then you need to go to that list and look at the titles that you think may apply to your situation, and you'll probably find the answer there, because I can't respond to every comment. So you have to help yourself. If getting an ex back is important to you, then take the time to go through my playlist and see if you can find the answer. And if not, then you can always contact me about coaching. So I have some examples here of some questions that people left regarding no contact. I'm going to go through them, but understand, there are the main rules of no contact, and then there are variables. Sometimes people contact me, and during the coaching session, I tell them the opposite of what they thought I was going to tell them. And they say, I thought you were going to tell me to contact her. And it's like, no, in your case, you don't have to. Or, I thought you were going to tell me to stay in no contact. Like, nope. So there's just way too many variables. But the basic rules, if you haven't heard them from me already, is that if someone breaks up with you, and unless you cheated, or your ex thinks you cheated, or you took your ex for granted, then you need to be in no contact. And again, then we have the variable of, what does taken for granted mean? Sometimes guys think, oh, well, I was working a lot of hours and I didn't have time to see her as much as she wanted me to see her, and so I took her for granted. And I go, no, that is not taken for granted. If you were working, then you were working. What are you supposed to do? Take hours off work so you can see your girlfriend or your wife? I mean, come on. But if you instead were playing video games all day and ignoring her and not paying any attention to her, yes, then that would be taken for granted. So again, we have the confusion of what's granted, what's not taken for granted. So if you're really not sure after listening to my videos, then the best choice is to contact me about coaching. And we have a lot of options available, because I know not everyone can afford the quote-unquote regular coaching. Okay, so this first question says, it's been over a month and my ex who broke it off keeps contacting me, sending kisses, asking how I am and interested in what I'm doing, looking at my stories, etc. So I tested the waters and asked her to come with me to hang out with our natural friends. What are natural friends? I think he means mutual friends. Otherwise, does that mean there are unnatural friends? I don't know. Anyways, so he asked her to hang out and she said no. What would you say to that? I would say that you should not have been responding to her breadcrumbs. Although I'm glad you tested it, but those are all breadcrumbs, okay? The kisses, the how you doing, interested in what you're doing, look at your stories. No. She's not trying to communicate properly. And so she's probably not trying to get back together, and you found out because you put her to the test and she said no. And that's the only way to know if someone does possibly want to get back together, is they want to see you, because how are you supposed to get back together with someone if you'd never see them? So in this case, it was good. I mean, again, the answer is here, yes and no. I mean, you should not have responded because of those breadcrumbs. However, in responding, you found out what her interest level is at. So again, this would have been one of those situations where it's hard to tell, but I'm glad that you found out that she's not interested. I mean, not glad for you, but glad at least you know now to stay in no contact, because those are all just breadcrumbs. And she's going to have to be, as I say in my other videos about responding to texts, there has to be some vulnerability and some humility, not just looking at your stories and sending kisses. Okay, and this next example says, would you advise reaching out on Christmas and sending her a gift, even after I told her I would respect her wishes and give her space, and she said she would contact me when she's ready? I had a dating app on my phone because I found myself slightly curious about the same sex, but it turned out to be nothing more than me just being a stupid guy. I was confused because of some sexual acts we had done, which made me question my attraction to the opposite sex. Okay, so let me just say this. Just because a certain act turns you on, it doesn't mean that you are attracted to the same sex if you're a guy, okay? What determines if you're attracted to the same sex is your attraction to the same sex. It wouldn't just be because of a certain act, because, you know, the body has a lot of nerve endings in a lot of different places. And just because you like to have stimulation there, it doesn't mean that you like the same sex. So if you found yourself looking at guys, staring at guys rather than girls, then yes. But just because of a certain act, no. So he goes on to say, nude pictures were sent, which was the cheating aspect. She was more hurt that I couldn't be open with her about it and talk to her first, as she's a very open-minded person, bisexual herself, and expressed she would have been understanding, and it could have been one conversation we could have worked out together. I just don't want to blow this with her. So again, this is in that gray area. You know, people are allowed to have private thoughts. It's called privacy. And so if you, in the meantime, wanted to keep this to yourself while you were trying to figure it out, then you didn't need to tell her, because as you found out, maybe, you know, you really aren't attracted to the same sex and you just wanted to find out. And then you decided, you know what, no, I'm not really attracted to the same sex. And then that's it. No harm, no foul. And she didn't really need to know. And the problem is that you went on an app. You know you're going to have trouble if you're in a relationship and you download a dating app, okay? That you guys, you can't do that. You just can't do that. You're going to have to find some other way to answer your question. You could have maybe gone to a gay bar with some friends or something, but you can't download an app because they're going to find out, okay? Or any just app that's questionable. Like, I've had guys who were broken up with and the girl thought that they were cheating, even though they weren't up to anything, but they just had certain apps on their phones. You can't do that if you're in a relationship, because they're just going to assume that you're up to something. So in this case, I don't think she's 100% right, and of course you're not 100% right. She should be understanding of the fact that you didn't want to discuss it. You know that she's a very understanding person, but you just didn't want to discuss it with her, and you're not obligated to discuss every single thought that comes to mind when you're in a relationship. Okay? So I understand she's upset now. So she thinks that you cheated, and therefore, according to my rules, then you would have to contact her. However, she also needs space. So the long way to answer your question is, yes, you can go ahead and reach out. You know, he mentions Christmas, but whatever occasion it is, you can reach out, whether, you know, it's their birthday, your anniversary, St. Patrick's Day, I don't know, whatever. You can reach out if they think that you cheated, but it's really a gray area and you really didn't. I mean, okay, yeah, you sent pictures, but okay, nobody touched nobody. Nothing was touched. Okay? And try to work it out from there. Of course, you know, you can always, if you're confused, as this guy, I'm sure he's not quite sure what to do, then again, I keep mentioning coaching, and it's not so much to sell it, because I know there's a gray area and you may only get one chance to get your ex back, so don't blow it. If you're able to get coaching, and if your ex is important to you, then do it, because there's a lot of variables. Even though I've tried to lay out the rules in my no contact videos as much as possible, there's always a gray, not always, but a lot of times, a gray area. And then finally, one short little question. It says, I'm currently in almost 2 months of no contact. Should I break it to wish her a happy new year or not? And again, this could be a happy new year, a happy birthday, a happy Hanukkah, whatever. It doesn't have to be the happy new year. And the answer is, who broke up with who? If they broke up with you and you did not cheat and you did not take them for granted, then no, you cannot reach out to wish them a happy anything. Okay? They need to come to you. All right? So, if you're confused about whether you should be in no contact or not, then post your question below and put as many details as you can. I need details, people, because again, there's many variables. And I will respond and let you know. So let me know whether you think or you're confused about whether you should be in no contact or not. But in the meantime, if you want to contact me for coaching, you can reach out to me at theartoflove.net. The direct link is below and we'll send you the rates. If this video has been helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening to a podcast, please rate and review. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.